Hey guys, today we are talking about eighth note bass grooves and how to read music, and this is from the book Timing is Everything by yours truly. If you need to get it, if you don't own this book, you can get on my website at jakeburtonmusic.com. You can download this page for free PDF, so pretty cool. Or you can get on Amazon and buy the book if you want. So, all right. So we're looking at. If you don't have this, go ahead and download it now. Come back and watch the video. So we're looking at page 18, eighth note bass grooves, beat number 1. Now at the top here, you're going to notice there's X's at the top, and then there's a note in the middle, and then there's a note on the bottom. The top is going to be the hi-hat, so all the X's are going to be the hi-hat. The bottom is the bass drum, the middle is the snare drum. So just like on the drum kit, the hi-hat is on top, the snare drum is in the middle, the kick drum is on bottom. It's the same thing when you're reading drum set notation. X is the hi-hat on top, snare drum in the middle, kick drum on bottom. When you see two notes on top of each other, like the very first note, we see the kick and the snare, the kick and the hi-hat directly on top of each other. That means you're going to hit them at the same time, okay? So before we even get started, we just want to count, we just want to play eighth notes on the hi-hat and count while we're doing that. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so you just want to get comfortable doing that at first. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? Now we're going to add the kick drum in there. So the kick is going to hit on 1 and 2, and it's also going to hit on beat 3. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we're going to add the snare drum in there. Snare drum's hitting on 2 and 4. So if we look at the music, beat 1, we have kick and hi-hat, followed by hi-hat, snare and hi-hat, followed by hi-hat, kick and hi-hat, hi-hat, snare and hi-hat, and finally hi-hat. Now most of you can already play this beat, I'm sure. You know, this is just a basic rock beat, but not everyone is good at reading music. So this is a good way to start to, you know, you can play the beat and you can sort of see how it should sound. So beat number 1 should sound sort of like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's our basic rock beat, right? Okay, groove number 2. Let's look at that. So what do we see first? We have kick and hi-hat, and then next we have snare and hi-hat. Kick and hi-hat again, snare and hi-hat. So that groove just repeats itself. It's the same thing over and over. So it's kick and hi-hat, snare and hi-hat, and you're going to count that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So groove number 2 sounds like this. Pretty easy, right? Okay, cool. Number 3, let's check this out. So we have kick and hi-hat, hi-hat, snare and hi-hat, kick and hi-hat. So that's the first little figure right there. The first 4 notes sound like this. All right, do that one more time. 1 and 2 and, okay? Now I'm gonna play the entire thing slow. Check it out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? So it's pretty self-explanatory from here on out. The next groove that might give you a little issue would be number 8, okay? So let's check out number 8. We're gonna jump to number 8. So 4, 5, 6, 7, those are all pretty straightforward. Just read them down and play them. Just work on looping them over and over and getting comfortable with these beats. I wrote this page. These are probably 10 of the most common beats that you'll play. If you can play these 10 grooves, you can play a lot of different songs. So that's pretty cool. You know, these are a lot of these are based on just popular songs that you're gonna hear on the radio and stuff like that. So you can play these 10, you're doing all right. You know, even if you're just beginning. So, and even if you've been playing for a while, now you can know how to read some basic notation. So, all right, back to what we're talking about. Beat number 8. Let's check that out. There's a lot of kick drum on this beat. So this is gonna go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? Lots of kick drum. The snare drum's hitting on 2 and 4. Everything else is kick and hi-hat. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? Now, after you get these grooves down, you're going to want to go back and drop the crash on beat 1. Because it's one thing to be able to play the groove. It's a whole nother ballgame when you drop that crash cymbal in there. You know, it can kind of, whoa, you know, feel a little bit weird. So maybe like, I'm going to go back to beat 1 and drop the crash in there. So first I'll get the groove down. Right? Then I go back and drop in the crash cymbal. Just whenever I want to. Back to number 8 now. That's what's going to give you problems throwing that crash cymbal on beat 1. Make sure you count out loud with this groove. Check this out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay? Everyone who practices this beat, they always want to put it on the last kick drum of the measure, on the and of 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's where most people want to drop that crash in there. Avoid that temptation at all costs for sure. Wait till beat 1. So this groove is going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Alright, cool. Now, beat number 9. This is sort of a funky James Brown, you know, displaced backbeat sort of thing. We're taking the snare drum where it's normally on 2 and 4, and we're kind of shifting it a little bit by an 8th note, so it sort of sounds a little funky. So if we read that down, number 9 is going to be like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Right? One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? I'm going to loop it now, slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Once I get that comfortable, I drop the crash in there. Loop it over and over. Cool. Last one we're going to talk about, number 10. If you look at the third note over, we have kick, snare, and hi-hat all stacked on top of each other. So don't let that freak you out. That's just kick, snare, and hat all played at the same time. Right? All 3 notes. So let's look at this groove. We have kick and hi-hat, followed by hi-hat, kick, snare, and hi-hat, hi-hat, kick and hi-hat, hi-hat, kick, snare, hi-hat, kick. Okay, so like you just want to start slow with that. If you're just starting off with drums, just take that slow and just literally do it that slow over and over again. I promise you, in a matter of a few minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, that's going to start to feel a lot more comfortable to you. Okay, especially if you've worked on a lot of the other beats before this beat. Okay, so kind of move progressively through these 10 grooves on this page. So here we go. Number 10, a little bit quicker. Our basic 4 on the floor groove. Your basic 4 on the floor groove sounds like this. Kick drum on all 4 beats. I have this little optional kick drum at the very end, sort of like, if you ever go to a dance club, you know you hear that. Right? So that's what you hear. So this is sort of a dance groove with that extra little Now you can put that in there every time if you want, like this. Put in every other beat, or you can put it in every beat if you want, every measure. Or just every once in a while, maybe when you crash on the 1. Alright, that's it. That is 8th note bass grooves on page 18 of Timing is Everything by Jake Burton. If you need a copy of this book, you can go to Amazon. You can go to jakeburtonmusic.com. There's other videos on there you can check out. If you got any questions, email me, or maybe that's it. So we'll see you next time. Don't call me. That's what I was going to say, but don't call me. See ya.